Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. So, hey guys, I hope everybody's having a great Saturday night. I told you guys I would be back, but I told you guys I would be back at 7, but I got on the phone with one of my friends and we were yapping. So, I'm late back to the channel, but that's okay. So, what I was thinking we could do tonight, if you guys are interested in this, I was thinking we could just have like a total recovery free for all, and we could just all chit chat. And maybe if you guys are struggling with anything, I got an instant message. I got a DM or Facebook message from one of my longtime subscribers, and she was asking if we could talk about um, dealing with triggers, but with someone who doesn't understand addiction. So, like, if you're married to someone who's not in recovery and you're going through and you're having a lot of triggers and then having to deal with them at the same time. So, I was thinking we could talk about that and how I have been learning to deal with triggers and um, different life situations. One of the things that's hardest for me, you guys, is I have a lot of emotional triggers. Okay. So let me give you an example. So there's different kinds of triggers. There's emotional triggers. There are um, physical triggers like spoons or pill bottles or seeing a commercial on TV that has alcohol on it. There's different that there's different types of triggers. There's triggers that are like music, hearing something, visual triggers, sensory triggers. And so for me, I deal with a lot of emotional triggers. And that's one of the things that I'm working really, really hard on regulating my emotions. I am well aware of the fact that I am extremely emotional and I am driven by my emotion a lot of the times. And you can look at that one of two ways. You can look at that as a good thing, or you can look at that as a bad thing. Sometimes I can be considered a ticking time bomb because I'm so emotional, you know? So I'm really working hard on regulating those emotions and not reacting. So that's one of the things that I'm really trying to focus on nowadays is if something like really touches my emotions and my first instinct is to attack or react, like I'm really working hard on trying to pause and not react or attack, right? But it's hard for me, you guys. It really is difficult for me. So I hope I hope you guys don't struggle with that same thing, but it's really, really difficult. Hold on, let me pull this up. Oh, I want to read something to you guys. Okay, so today I think is the 16th. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. November 16th. Alone no more. We gradually and carefully pull ourselves out of the isolation and loneliness of addiction and into the mainstream of life. Basic text, page 37. Many of us spent much of our using time alone, avoiding other people, especially people who were not using at all costs. After years of isolation, trying to find a place for ourselves in a bustling, sometimes boisterous fellowship is not always easy. We may still feel isolated, focusing on our differences rather than our similarities. The overwhelming feelings that often arise in early recovery, feelings of fear, anger, and mistrust, can also keep us isolated. We may feel like aliens, but we must remember the alienation is ours, not NA's. In Narcotics Anonymous, we are offered a very special opportunity for friendship. We are brought together with people who understand us like no one else can. We are encouraged to share with these people our feelings, our problems, our triumphs, and our failures. Slowly, the recognition and identification we find in NA bridge the lonely gap of alienation in our hearts. As we've heard it said, the program works if we let it. Just for today, the friendship of other members of the fellowship is a life-sustaining gift. I will reach out for the friendship that's offered and accept it. That's crazy. So fellowship is hard for me. I like it says in this reading, I have isolated myself for so many years in my active addiction. The only other person I talked to was my husband. Why? Because we was getting loaded together. And so now that I'm like branching out and I'm making friends and I'm getting to know people, I'm making a lot of mistakes, right? A lot of mistakes. And it's because this is all new to me. And I'm not making excuses, you guys. Believe that. I'm not making excuses. I'm learning how to be a better person. I'm learning how to be a better friend. You know, the same things that I want out of friendships are what I need to give to in order to receive. So I want loyalty. Okay, let's write down all the things that I want in my relationships. So one of the number one things that I look for when I'm seeking out a friendship is loyalty. I don't know what it is, but I'm a ride or die kind of chick. Okay, and so if I was ever loyal, if I was ever riding for you and we had a fallout and then we regained our friendship again, then guess what? I'm going hard for you again. Like, it's so important to me to have people that are going to stand behind you 100% and not leave you when the going gets tough. Right? I have made so many mistakes on YouTube, so many. Like, I've literally grown to the person I am today on YouTube right in front of your guys for the last year. So being on YouTube, putting my life on the internet, there's lots of room for criticism. There's lots of room for me to make mistakes. And so I have made a lot of mistakes on YouTube. But now that I realize that those are some things that I need to change, I've been working really hard on changing them. The friendships that I do have, I'm working really hard on nurturing those friendships and being a better friend and just being an all-around better person. So loyalty, respect, okay? So I truly believe in that saying that says you earn respect, you know? And so I give respect where respect is due. If someone has shown me respect, I show it back to them. Support, okay? Support. And that can mean emotional support. That can mean just like, not financial, because, you know, we're not over here paying each other's bills, but support. I look for people in my life that that are honest, okay? I want honesty. Hey, Straight Talking. Hey, Tony. Hey, Avalon. I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm just naming out some qualities that I am looking for in friendships and relationships now that I'm like trying to work towards being, because here's the thing, and Avalon, you can vouch for me because you've been here with me the whole time. It's so easy to get sucked in to just negativity and drama on the internet. And for me, it's really easy because I'm a woman. I see something going on and I go right to the middle of it, right? And that's probably one of the biggest character defects I have is that sometimes I smell that drama cooking and I'm like, is that drama cooking? Ooh, it smells fresh. Let's go get into it. You know? And look at me. I'm laughing and I'm joking about it right now. But honestly, you guys, like, who wants to be known as the girl who's always in the middle of drama? I don't want to be known as the person who's constantly in the middle of other people's drama. You know, so I hope that you guys can see that I'm really working hard on keeping the focus on me. If I see something going on, hey Bella, if I see something going on and it sparks something inside of me that makes me think, okay, maybe I need to talk about that. Hey girl, I'm sorry, what was that? I love your videos. I can't help it though. So I can't help but watch your videos. I hope you guys can see that one thing that I'm working on really hard, the thing that I'm working on changing about myself. There's nothing wrong with, hearing, seeing, watching a little drama, maybe going over and watching a little Jacqueline Hill drama on a YouTube channel, right? But it's different whenever, like, I bring it over here to my channel. Okay, do you feel me? Okay, so if I ever bring something to my channel and I'm talking about something, it's not going to be that I'm talking about someone else. Let's get something straight up, right? I know it's you. I know it's you. We're friends on Twitter, girl. Um, I'm always going to keep the focus on me and what I can change in myself. Okay, so have I ever read this to you? Hold on, let me read something to you guys. Since my dad died last year, I basically have no family, and I found out my friends are family. They did so much for me, and they still do. I'm blessed. Tony, you are blessed. And you know what? Keep those people close to you, because it's not very often that you find friends that are willing to do that much for you. It has been so hard for me to make friendships, to nurture friendships. And I think it's because I have a lot of online friendships. And there's nothing wrong with online friendships, okay, at all. There's nothing wrong with them. I take some of my online friendships very seriously. I mean, Cindy Briggs and me are fucking joined at the hip. That girl is my motherfucking A1. I talk to her every day. Captain Napton, my best friend. You know what I mean? Like, these two girls I talk to every single day. But there's so much room for, like, miscommunication online, and there's so much room for people to take things that you say out of context. So what I'm trying to work really hard on my channel is, if I do talk about something, maybe it was something that was being talked about someone else, like some other drama. I try to, like, keep it on me. Like, I've learned this from Jexy, and I know you guys, a lot of y'all are subscribed to Jexy's channel. She does a really good job on keeping the focus on herself and not pointing out other people's mistakes or flaws. You know what I'm saying? That is, Tony, I'm so sorry about your dad, man. That breaks my heart. I have not lost a family member like that, like a parent, but I can't even imagine what it was like. I'm sending you so much love, man. I love her too. And so I want you guys to know, because I will never make a video about anybody in a negative way on my channel ever again. Okay? About a year ago or so, 6 months ago, 7 months ago, I think I've made maybe 4 videos about 4 different people, and it's just not a good look. And I've learned that the hard way. You know, we are all grown adults here on YouTube. No one is making anybody do anything on YouTube. I'm not twisting anybody's arm, right, to be my patron or to donate money on PayPal, right? What up, woke? Thank you, baby. I lost my mother and grandparents, and now my dad has cancer. I am so sorry, Bella. No, you won't. You're going to be just fine, and you're going to be stronger. You're going to be all right, because you got support now, girl. You got a community of people that are going to rally it behind you, okay? I learned the hard way, and I know a couple of you guys are in here that maybe have had, maybe your videos. My channel is not social commentary, like, and so I guess I could make a separate channel all about social commentary, but for me, this is what I feel like happens. When I comment on other people's situations, it always comes back and bites me in the butt. Always. You know why? Because I can't say stuff without feeling guilty about it later on. I have such a huge heart, and it doesn't matter if I hate your guts. I still kind of feel bad. You know what I'm saying? I think do I hate anybody's guts? Like, there's nobody on YouTube that I hate their guts. There's some people that I don't particularly care for, but I don't hate their guts. I don't wish them ill will. I don't want anything bad to happen to them. And that's that's what happens to me, you guys. Like, if I say something about somebody else, it comes back to bite me in the butt every single time. So what I have learned is that I just don't do it. And another thing that I have learned is that it really hurts to have people make videos about you, because that's happened to me. Um, there's like 3 people that make videos about me all the time. And even though I don't give a damn about those people, and I know that what their opinion of me doesn't matter, right? I know it doesn't, because I know what I'm doing is the right thing. I know that I'm being honest and transparent on my channel. I know that, I know that I'm doing the right thing, but it still doesn't make it any better to hear people saying nasty things about you. So when I do that to somebody else, it's happened to me. And so now I don't know what it is about my damn brain that I have to experience things to truly understand. Do you know what I'm saying? It hurts when people criticize you online. It's so uncomfortable. I would rather someone call me on this phone number right here and talk to me one on one and criticize me on the phone than to make a video about me and do it to God and everybody. you know? And so that's another thing that I learned. Like, I don't want people to do that to me, so I'm not going to do it to other people. It's been so much. This has all been a learning experience for me, and I really have learned through my program, through the 12 steps, through working with other addicts and alcoholics, through just having a YouTube channel and going through the growing pains of social media and talking and being kind of like, I don't even like to say I'm an influencer or a public figure, but having a video where my shit's out on the internet. I have learned through this. Oh, Mary, I'm not trying to make you feel bad about your videos, girl. Please don't think that, okay? For me, and this is because, like, I had gotten on this tangent, right? Um, yeah, your situation is more of a like I said, you're about social commentary, and your channel is more like that's your thing. I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to spread a message of hope and recovery. And so when I'm coming on my channel and I'm being nasty or I'm talking shit about somebody like I used to do, like I used to pop off. It really doesn't help what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost like I'm preaching, not practicing what I preach, you know? And so one of the biggest things that's helped me to see is having people make videos about me and knowing what it felt like, because like I said, it hurts, especially when the things that they're saying about you aren't true. You know what I mean? That sucks. Now, if there was videos of people making videos about me about stuff that was true, I mean, maybe it would be a learning experience for me, and maybe I could look at those videos and say, you know what? They're right. I need to make changes. You know, I had started a weight loss channel called Bingeaholics Anonymous, and then I just left it. I just left it. Hey, David. I abandoned it because guess what? Your girl can't stay on a diet. Okay, and you know what I think would be awesome if you maybe at the beginning of your videos said that. I know you watch what's her name? The black girl, real pretty, always has fleeked out eye makeup. She does a lot of videos on YouTubers that are overweight, but she's also on a health journey about losing weight. God, what is her name? What is her name? I know. Straight talking. Damn, girl. I did abandon it. Charlie Gold. Okay. I think that maybe if you went on at the beginning of your videos, like, or at the end of your videos and said, I make these videos in hopes that it will XYZ. You know what I'm saying? And show a little bit more about from you as a person, like, so that way it's not just clips and reactions to her. It's actually you like putting your spin on it, you know? But I'm, like I said, for your sanity, I did abandon it, straight talking. I hadn't been over there in over a month. But I don't want to put myself out there like that. And that's what I learned from watching other YouTubers. Unless you're ready to go on a journey and lose the weight, if you come on a channel and you make that channel about losing weight and you don't lose that damn weight, the internet is going to hold you accountable. And I'm not ready for that. So I can be held accountable for my sobriety. I can handle this all day long. I'm comfortable. This is my thing. I can handle my Suboxone taper and being held accountable for tapering on my Suboxone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can do this. But I maybe I'll get exactly. And maybe I'll get ahead of it. And whenever I do, you know, maybe if I do get on a weight loss journey and actually stick to it, maybe then I'll pick back up. But for right now, I'm not. Like, and I don't want to get hate. And I don't want people speculating on what I eat all day long. And I don't want people making fun of me because I'm already so insecure about my weight. You know, that's all I need is people, like I said, speculating and talking shit about me and my weight. You know, that would just drive me insane. I hope that this will open eyes to how their actions impact others, maybe. Bella, it's scary to put your life out there in that kind of way. But I do watch a lot of those other YouTubers. I do watch, well, I don't watch them. I watch them on other people's channels that do reactions to them. I do understand. And we're just talking, you guys. We're just chit chatting. So if any of you guys want to talk about anything else, just comment, okay? And we'll talk about it. We're just having an overall YouTube conversation. I do watch a lot of like foodie beauty and Amber Lynn Reed's videos, and I think a lot of people are upset because it is very sad to watch someone that's 600 pounds basically eating themselves to death. All right. I'm nowhere near that weight. I'll never be near that weight. I do not eat like that. Like, I'm not. Okay, I might be 60 pounds overweight. Okay. Yeah, that's me. Your girl's 200 pounds. But I'm not sitting over here tipping the scales at 400. You know what I mean? I do have a binging problem. I do like to overeat from time to time, but nothing compared to some other people that I see. And I think that a lot of people that watch those channels are concerned for those people's well-being. The Slayton sisters, Amber Lynn, Foodie Beauty, Hungry Fat Chick, Nikocado Avocado. Like, I think people want them to actually make a change and change their lives. I mean, even Nick's not, he's a chunk, but he's not like, 500 pounds or nothing. It's sad to watch somebody because that's an addiction. All right. Food addiction is a true addiction. I know because I have struggled with it all my life. Um, I have actually, today me and my son, I made dinner, and that's 2 nights in a row that I've cooked dinner, which is a huge thing for me because a lot of the times I'll go and I'll just get something quick to eat, but I'm learning that I have to start making changes. But I'm not willing to come on my channel and be like, guess what, you guys, we're making all these changes, because if I don't follow through with it, I don't want everyone else making me feel like shit for it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, my channel is about me. It's about my recovery. It's about helping you guys stay sober. It's just about us all being able to come on here and talk. Hold on, I gotta see. It is an addiction and should be treated that way. It is. This is very relatable. Just came into the stream. Hey, Pete. Hey, RPG lover. I would never put myself out there like that. I would be devastated to hear criticism. And some people are overweight due to medical issues. True that. That's true too. I'm so sorry you have to go through that. Come on, Nicole. You're technically a public person. People will bluff a lot, but you shouldn't get nervous or take hate comments to heart. You are doing something nobody else does. You actually help people. Thanks, Santana. Um, I do. I know that I shouldn't take them to heart. I know that. I know that. But it doesn't mean that I don't. You know what I mean? Like, it's difficult, you guys. This is all new to me, you know? For the longest time, I didn't get any negative comments. For the longest time, I didn't have any people bothering me or saying shit about me. So it's all new to me. Um, but I'm learning to take things, take things in stride. Finally, someone says my name correctly. RPG lover? Yeah, I have hypothyroidism. I eat a lot more since I quit drinking. Robert, can I get an amen? Me too, baby. Me too. And that's exactly what happened to me whenever I got sober. So imagine going, I mean, I know you guys can imagine. Imagine going from super skinny, shooting methamphetamine, shooting opiates, smoking, drinking, all that stuff. I was constantly moving around. I was constantly gone somewhere. And once I got sober, it was like I hadn't eaten in 10 years. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like my body was just like, I need food. I need food. And so now that I'm like finally getting to a place where, okay, so I've been sober for 4 years. I'm down to 4 milligrams on my Suboxone. So I'm getting lower, right? I feel like what's starting to happen is my body and my appetite, my metabolism. I feel like my metabolism is starting to come back. I feel like my appetite is starting to go down. I feel like I'm finally maybe going to start getting back to normal, Nicole, It's true. It's so true. I've had people do that to me too. I'm at a point where I'm losing it in a healthy way. That's awesome, Rhonda. Congratulations. I'm proud of you, girl. Um, and it's so difficult. I'm very open here on my channel about my difficulty with eating and eating a lot. And it's not even that. It's like I'll have these periods where I don't eat at all, and that's where I screw myself up. So let me give you guys an example. So this morning I woke up and I didn't eat all day long until 5 p.m. when I made dinner for us. I wasn't hungry. Hey, Cindy. I feel like I can't see staying on the planet without kind of love of family. Did you feel like that? Bella, right now you have this is what you got to do, okay? You got to live in the present, okay? So right now you're sober. Right now you have your dad, okay? And so we can't go out and say, okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it if dad doesn't make it, right? So right now while you have your dad, while he's still alive, you need to stick and stay with him and just be there for him, be of service to him, take care of him. The best thing that my sponsor ever told me to do was when I started to struggle and I started to feel like I was at the end of my rope, when I started to feel like there was no other way but down, was for me to get my head out of my ass and be of service to somebody else. Even if it wasn't just being of service to my family members or my husband. And what I mean by that is cook a home cooked meal for my husband. That made me feel like $1,000,000 today. I was like, damn, what can I do? I'm just kind of feeling down and out. I don't feel like I'm doing anything. I feel like I'm worthless. I know I'm going to go to the store, going to get some tacos. And I made homemade tacos. I made refried beans. I made a whole spread. And I feel like I'm doing something for my family. And it helps me to build my confidence. It helps me to feel better on the inside. So that's what I do when I'm feeling bad. I give of myself. And every time I do that, it just helps me so much, you guys. And that's, if you're struggling and you're feeling like you're at the end of your rope, you're just feeling like you can't make it another day, do something for someone else. I'm telling you, it'll change your life. It will change your life. All right. One thing that has changed my life is, even if I don't have money, if I see somebody that's out on, like, that has a sign, or they're out at the corner, I stop and I talk to them and I ask them, why? How did they get there? Why are they there? Is their circumstances? And I take about 5, 7, 8 minutes to hear their story and to let them know that I care about why they're there and what's going on. There's some days where I have a couple bucks and I can give them a couple bucks, but there's a lot of days where I don't have cash, and I just sit there and I just hear their story. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's the little things that we can do, you guys, that will make your life so much better, and they will change your life. Just little positive things. I used to think that people would say these things, and I was like, they're so full of shit. It wasn't until I actually started implementing these things in my life that it changed my life forever. It really did. Sadly, I was cutting myself, attempted to. Yeah, and we have to give ourselves a shot at life. Like, life is already hard enough. We don't need to be beating ourselves down, you know? That's another thing. Like, on the internet, it's so easy to beat yourself down, or to compare yourself, or to look at other people and say, I'm not where Rhonda's at. Rhonda's losing weight. I'm not, but I'm not Rhonda. Right, Rhonda? I've had to learn that. Like, I've got to stop comparing myself to other people. I don't know why I do that. I think, do you guys do that? It's like, I don't know what it is. I feel like it's a competition sometimes in my mind, and I think I need to be where that person's at. And it's just like, no, that's not what it is. I don't need to be where that person's at, because I'm not that person. Um, Man, I know a lot of us struggle with weight after getting sober, and so I wish I could say, hey guys, let's do this. Let's start focusing on staying in shape. But I can't make that commitment. And I've wanted to make that commitment, but then I always come back on it. Losing weight and staying healthy is a whole lifestyle change. And when you do it, you have to be ready to change everything. Just like when you get sober, you have to change everything, right? I don't know if I'm ready to let go of the Little Debbies. I don't know if I'm ready to let go of Reese's peanut butter cups. Do you know what I'm saying? What's up, purry prisoner? I don't know if I'm ready, you guys, but we'll take our time. One day when I am, I'll let you guys know, and I'll take you guys with me for the ride. You feel me? But sobriety, it's a journey. It is such a journey. And as I stay sober, as I keep doing the right thing, I think everyone does compare themselves to others. Age helps. I don't compare myself to others as much now as I did in my 20s, for sure. Am I, Tony? Hey, that's my. Listen, I adore you too, Rhonda. Thanks, baby. I watch his videos every morning, and I cannot help it. He inspires the fuck out of me. Like, he gets me so excited about waking up. I start yelling at myself in the mirror. I'm like, girl, you gotta get busy. And he gets me pumped. And I don't know what it is. I was telling my husband, because I had one of his videos on, and Neil's like, why is he yelling all the time? I'm like, I don't know, but I love it. Never let them go, Santana. Never. I was watching one of his videos the other day, and he was talking about how they program like they do when they're in prison, because it's like you don't grow. Okay, you don't grow from pleasure. You grow when you're going through hardship and adversity and challenges. Okay, so that's why people like us who get sober, when we get sober, we're learning, we're growing, we're changing, we're healing. All right. But when we're getting fucked up, we're regressing, we're going backwards, we're not learning shit. Right. Hey, Great Dane. Hey, Misty. And so when we're out there getting fucked up and we're getting high, that's us seeking pleasure. And when he speaks that shit, I feel that on a whole nother level, because for so many years, that's what I did. I was seeking that feel good feeling, that pleasure, that way out, that escape from life. That's what I was doing. I was escaping. I don't want to escape life anymore. I want to live my life today. I want to be right in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to escape for so many years. And I was doing myself a disservice. I would I missed out on so much valuable time, you guys. I missed out on so many opportunities because of the fucked up highs I was. Don't get me wrong, okay? All right, girl. Thank you so much for coming in. And listen, I do love your videos. I watch them all the time. So don't take it personal, okay? Mwah. And I do hope that your videos inspire change, especially in Chantal, because she could be a better person. She could be beautiful. She could be helping people. She could be inspiring people. And so, yeah. Hey, Misty. Hey, Cindy. Okay, I'm just like, go snuggle, girl. But I those videos that he makes about pleasure and seeking pleasure and how it's just true, you guys. It's true. That's what we do in our active addiction, is we are trying to not feel and not be a part of. You know, we're checking out of life. Um, do you want to be a part of this life, or do you want to check out? You know, do you want to be in the running, or do you want to stand on the sidelines? You know, like I want to be in this thing. I want to be I want to inspire people. I want to be inspired. I it helps me so much, and I get so much from watching other people's channels. And I'm telling you what, YouTube has changed my life. I love being able to come on here and just process through shit with you guys. Like, this is just me, like, laying it all down. This is just me talking about what I go through. This is just me thinking about what I feel in my mind, what I think in my head, what I don't say out loud. I'm saying it out loud here to you guys. You know, I keep on asking myself, don't I want to be in? Don't I want to be a part of life? Don't I want to take? And that's what one of the things that's helping me to change out of this mindset that, you know, food is not about pleasure. Food is to fuel my body, right? But when you're addicted to the very thing that gives you energy to live your life, it's so hard, because it's like I'm in between active addiction to food and trying to sober up and get away from it. Do you know what I'm saying, you guys? Like, he is the screaming voice of everyone's conscience. Yes. Hey, Great Dane. Yes, Nicole, I'm all in with you. Thank you, Misty. And I I'm calling myself out. You know what I'm saying, guys? Because like I want to be I can't just come on my channel and say this is what you need to do. This is how it needs to be. This is what I have to start, like, if I'm going to share these things with you guys, I have to put them into action in my life. You know, so everything I tell you guys about recovery, I do that shit. I go to therapy. I go to meetings. I have a sponsor. I talk about the way I feel. I tell on my addiction. I practice, you know, playing the tape all the way through. Everything that I share with you about overcoming and kicking your addiction's ass, I do that shit. Like I would never recommend something to you that I haven't done. And these things work for me. These are things that I've been practicing for the last 4 years to stay sober and change my life. But what's happening with Nicole is I'm graduating into a new point of my life where I need to start working on something new, and so I'm in the middle, I'm in this transition period. Y'all know what I'm saying? Where I know I need to make a change, but I'm not quite willing enough to do all the work that has to go along with it. And that's just me keeping it real. I know I need to get into shape. I know I need to eat healthy. I know I need to exercise, but I'm just not quite willing enough to make that change yet. You know what I mean? But but I'm working on it, and my mind and my conscience and watching these other YouTubers who are fucking ripped and they look good and they got their abs showing and they got bikinis on. It's making me think, okay, Nicole, come on, you can do this, And so this is just my process. I'm literally talking what I think in my mind to you guys here on my channel right now. So I know that I'm probably babbling and going a bunch of different ways with this, but just bear with me. Um, I'm in between willingness to change, and hey, I just want to stay in my bed and eat chocolate chip cookies all night long. You know what I mean? Yeah, buddy. Okay. I Kit Kat. That's called Cat Kit. I love you. I really want to be able to just come on here and just have these days where I just like talk to you guys about stuff that's going through my mind. One, baby. Do you have water upstairs? Yeah. Okay. Love you. What do you do? Damn, it's hard to make change. It's so hard. And it's easy for me to have these changes in my life around my recovery because I've been practicing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so far away from my drugs of choice that it's like a distant memory. You know what I mean? Like, I remember that I remember that relapse. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. I know that if I go back out, it'll ruin my life. I remember the torture and the agony that I had to go through to get to where I am today. But it's like with my addiction to food, I haven't gotten to that point. Yesterday I started bawling my eyes out and couldn't stop. Then my mom said, "You haven't felt your feelings for 18 years." Exactly. And so you probably thought, "What is wrong with me?" Girl, that's what I thought for the longest time. I was like, what is wrong? Why am I so emotionally unstable? It's not that I'm emotionally unstable. It's that I actually have emotions today. We bottling up those emotions, that was probably one of the hardest things in my recovery was realizing that there's nothing wrong with me. You know, my body was not made to shoot things into my veins. You know, and I was hurting my body for so many years. And so I'm just fortunate and I feel so grateful to be where I'm at right now. I feel so grateful to have enough self-awareness to know that I need to make changes in my life, that I can make changes in my life. Um, there was a time where I felt hopeless and I didn't think I could change. But today I know if I put my mind to it and I focus and I seek help in whatever area I need to seek help in, whether it be diet and exercise, um, sobriety, emotion, depression, all those things. If I seek the help and I do what they tell me to do, it always works out. But that's the thing, like I have to let my pride go and actually seek help. You know, I think that for me, the point I've gotten to with my eating and with the fact that my sobriety and also using food as a coping, I use food almost as like an emotional pillow. I think that for me to get to where I want to be, I'm going to need someone to help me. I'm going to need a trainer or a food therapist or somebody that can help me identify when I'm seeking and using food in a negative way. Do you know what I'm saying, guys? So, anyway, I don't know how the hell I got on this tangent about getting in shape, but we went there tonight. So, anyway, we have gone from me not talking about negativity and drama on my channel to me keeping the focus on me to my weight to emotions. We have talked about so many things in this 45-minute video that if you're still with me, you're a real motherfucker. Hey girl, what's up? Arky Babe, I saw your comment the other day and you had said that you wanted to ask me about my clinic. So what's up, girl? Oh, I'm sorry, what was that? I reached out to, hey girl, she's not still on here, but she's over there on Twitter. Let me go see if she's over there right now. You see how I'm yawning? That's because I'm down to 4 milligrams. Oh, I love Mary Beth. I love her so. If you guys don't follow Mary Beth, she's a cool chick. She's really funny. She's a very funny girl. She's a very thinking girl. The one that don't say under my mouth. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, girl. When you dose down, do you go down 1 milligram at a time? Okay. No. When I dose down, I go down 2 milligrams at a time. Now, let me explain to you why. So far, I go down 2 milligrams at a time because I started at 12. Okay, so I started at 12 milligrams and I went down to 10. All right. Yes, my son. Hmm? Yes. We don't have any white milk.
Chocolate.
In cereal?
Whoa.
Why don't you wait till Daddy gets home?
Chocolate and went up.
Okay, so I go down 2 milligrams at a time, Arky Babe, but this is why. So I don't know how it is at your clinic. I saw that you live in NWA, Northwest Arkansas. The way it is here in Little Rock, we have at the clinic I go to, I only go to my clinic every 3rd month, so quarterly. Okay, so let's say I went in November. I don't go back until February. So I dosed from 6 milligrams down to 4 milligrams. Okay, I will be on 4 milligrams for the next 3 months. And then when I go back in February, I will go down to 2 milligrams. Now, once I get down to 2 milligrams, my doctor said we're going to go down lower and we're going to go down like 1 or 0.5. Like, it's going to be really difficult because I'm on the pills. So I think what's going to happen when I go down to 2 milligrams is I'm going to get back on the strips so I can cut the strips. But that's how I've been doing it. And the reason I've been dropping down 2 milligrams at a time is because I stay on that dose for 3 months. I don't just dose down and then move to it's not like I'm dosing down and then dosing down again in a week. I stay on that dose for 3 months. My body gets stable. Like by the time I get to my 3rd month on my new dose, I'm totally stabilized on that dose. And so then it gives me time to like get adjusted and feel okay and all that stuff. So I hope that helps. I think that the slower and the lower you go, the better. I have heard from people who have really, really gone down slow that they have had minimal withdrawals when they go down extremely low and slow and don't drop off at a high milligram. I've also heard people who go down and they drop off at 8 milligrams and they're going through torture. I'm on 20 milligrams on Subutex and it's working for me. Is that Misty? Yes, baby, your dose is fine. Let me tell you something, okay? I'm at 4 milligrams. In 3 weeks, I'm going down to 2 milligrams. They told me after that it goes to nothing. Really? Arky babe, please listen to me, okay? Do not jump off at 2 milligrams. Take it down lower. Go to 1 milligram and then go to 0.5. If they're not going to dose you down, then you need to be keeping your medication back so you'll have enough to dose yourself down. Okay? Just listen to me. You hear what I'm telling you, girl? Do not drop down at 2. I've heard people that drop down at 2 and they go through hell. So tell your doctor that you need to go down to at least 1 or 0.5 milligrams. That's what my doctor specifically said. Like, you will go down. And he did say he said I could jump at 2, but I don't want to jump at 2. I'm afraid if I jump at 2, I won't have good results. Never did heroin, but isn't Vivitrol the best option that way? It's not up to you to make the decision to take it every day. Well, I mean, it just depends on the person, really. It's been a great, Suboxone has been a really good tool for me. But I know some people that are on Vivitrol. I know some people that are on Sublocade, which is also a shot, Bella. Um, and you guys, I'm telling you, every person is so different. This is what I've learned. Um, just like Misty's question about is her dose normal? There's no best way. And and I mean this like, you got to understand, okay? There's some people that will come online and they'll say, if you're on Suboxone, um, then, you don't need to be on that. You need to be on Vivitrol. You don't need to. Let me explain something to you guys. Nobody knows what's best besides you and your doctor, okay? It's really easy for people that are drug addicts to come on and say, "Hey, I'm on Vivitrol and it's the best way to go." But we have to take into consideration who's saying this. We're all just drug addicts. We're addicts, you guys. And so I listen to what my doctor suggests to me. Now, of course, when I taper off of Suboxone completely, I might get on Vivitrol just because Vivitrol, what it does is it doesn't have Suboxone in it. It's just a blocker. And so once I taper off Suboxone, I can get on that blocker. That will help. If I wanted to go out and relapse, I wouldn't be able to. Do you know what I'm saying? They said that they don't go any lower than 2 milligrams. I've thought about trying to find a different clinic so that I can go lower. I mean, I think you'll be okay, Arky babe. I just wish that you could go lower. I've never jumped off at 2 milligrams. You know what I'm saying? Like, but couldn't you transfer somewhere else and they can just taper you down lower? Or could they just write you a prescription so that way you could taper yourself down lower? When they get you down to 2 milligrams, could they write you um, a one extra prescription so you could go down lower? Do you know what I'm saying? Like a refill. So that way, once you are discharged from their clinic, you still have one more refill so you can take yourself down to 1. Yeah, Bella, and that's the thing. Like a lot of people have a negative opinions on Suboxone. Thank you, Great Dane. But a lot of people don't understand the medication, and I'm so glad that you're asking questions. I really, really do appreciate. Me too, Rhonda. Me too. Um, I really do appreciate you coming and asking questions. I appreciate you being, respectful and kind. I want you guys to ask questions. I want to share with you guys this because I want you to know something. When I first got on Suboxone, before I ever took the medication, I had a horrible opinion of Suboxone. And I would tell people that if they were on Suboxone, they still wanted to get high. They must not be serious about their recovery because I didn't know. I didn't know that once you take Suboxone, it builds up in your system and there's a ceiling effect and there's nothing else that can go on. Now, listen, I do know, and this is me, I do know some people that are addicted to Suboxone. And what I mean by addicted is they divert their medication, they overtake their medication, they snort their medication. Okay? Um, and the only person that that's hurting is you, if that's you, right? Because here's the thing. I want to be in recovery. I want to change my life. If I wanted to stay addicted to drugs, I would have just stayed out in my active addiction. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like this medication I use this medication as a tool to help me. And I I think it's very important for people to understand the difference between addiction and dependency. There is a huge misconception that people that are prescribed methadone, Suboxone, Subutex are addicted still. Okay. The difference between addiction and dependency. Okay. I'm going to tell you what the difference is, and then I'm going to read it to you. Addiction comes with negative side effects and consequences. Addiction includes lying, cheating, stealing, overtaking, running out of early, selling, okay, medications. Um, Dependency is simply a dependency to a substance, something that you have to take every day, right? Because if you don't, your body will go through withdrawal. All right, your body is physically dependent. Just like my body is physically dependent upon my medication for my mental illness, okay? I have depression and generalized anxiety disorder. So I take Wellbutrin and Lexapro for my mental illnesses. If I was to stop taking my mental illness medication cold turkey right now today, I would be sick as a dog tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. Let me tell you something. I tried to stop taking my Lexapro cold turkey, and it was the worst mistake I ever made in my whole entire life. I was so sick. I couldn't see straight. My heart was having palpitations. I was sick as a dog. It was so scary. I wanted to die. I wanted to die. And so that's dependency. You know, you wouldn't come on here and say, "Oh, well, Nicole, you're addicted to Lexapro," right? Why wouldn't you? Well, because first of all, Lexapro it's not a narcotic and it can't be abused. But if we look at it from the same point of view that people look at Suboxone or methadone, then then we would say, well, you're addicted to Lexapro, right? But that's not it. I'm dependent upon my Lexapro. I'm dependent, just like I'm dependent upon Suboxone. Now, just like there are negatives with everything, there are people, you guys, who are going to abuse and take advantage of the system, sell their Suboxone so they can get heroin, break down their Suboxone so they can snort it or shoot it up, all these different things, you know? I feel so embarrassed to admit that when I first got on Suboxone, my insurance wouldn't pay for strips. So I got the pills. I just swallowed them. Misty, did they even work? Did it make you sick? Tell us about that. Tell us about that. That had to be terrible for your gut, because here's the thing with Suboxone, you guys. It's not a medication that's meant for you to swallow. It is a sublingual medication, meaning it goes underneath your tongue and dissolves into your system through that way. Just like some medications are transdermal and they're patches, just like some medications are, swallow medications. Suboxone gets in your system by melting into your system. Okay. I want to read this to you guys just because I know the difference between addiction and dependence, but I want you guys to know that I know that what I'm saying is right. Okay. When people talk about addiction, they are usually referring to the harmful behavior associated with substance abuse. Dependence refers to the physical symptoms of withdrawal and tolerance. Understanding the dependence versus addiction debate. The difference between addiction and dependence can be difficult to understand. Some organizations have different definitions, use the words interchangeably, or even abandon both terms altogether. Substance use disorder is a preferred term in the scientific community. Because of this lack of consistency, some ground rules can help differentiate between the two terms. When people use the term dependence, they are usually referring to a physical dependence on a substance. Dependence is characterized by the symptoms of tolerance and withdrawal. While it is possible to have a physical dependence without being addicted, addiction is usually right around the corner. Addiction is marked by a change in behavior caused by the biochemical changes in the brain after continued substance abuse. Substance use becomes the main priority of the addict, regardless of the harm they may cause to themselves or others. An addiction causes people to act irrationally when they don't have the substance they are addicted to in their system. Addiction encompasses both a mental and physical reliance on a given substance. Okay? Good. I'm glad I didn't make you sick, girl. If you would like to... Oh, Captain, I was like, give me that. I was reading your comment. Thanks, girl. I appreciate you. I really do appreciate you guys. And I appreciate you guys just being here. Just so you guys know, with the whole super chat thing, and I love it. Like, I don't want you guys to feel like you have to give me super chats or anything like that. But I do want to put you on to some game. Super chat, YouTube takes 30% of a YouTuber's super chats. So what my girl Captain does is for people that do want to super chat me, instead of super chatting me and letting YouTube take half of the money, you can PayPal me, so I'll get it all. You dig? So that's why we do the PayPal link, because YouTube is taking all the money basically. They're taking the cut. Yeah, you don't get all of it. What a waste. Why can't people detox inpatient and then approach sobriety like you would for any other drug? That's the part I don't understand. Okay, I totally get it. Why can't people detox inpatient? They can. Well, and that's the thing. A lot of people do. I have detoxed inpatient many times, Bella. Many times. And I detoxed inpatient and then went into treatment. And when I came out of treatment, I had been sober for about 2 weeks. And then I got put on Suboxone. And a lot of people might look at that and say, hey, Alex, it's all good, man. I love y'all. A lot of people might look at that and say, Nicole, why would you get on Suboxone after being sober for 2 weeks? I'm telling you guys, I know myself like the back of my hand. Every time I've ever tried to get sober, I relapsed. And when my son was in the care and the custody of foster care, I was not willing to risk relapsing and losing my child to DHS. So when the opportunity arose and they said, hey, you can get on this medication, it will help you, and it will basically work as a insurance plan and keep you from being able to relapse on opiates. I was like, hell yeah. So I got on the medication and it saved my butt, because I'm telling you guys, every single time I've ever tried to get sober, I relapsed on opiates or methamphetamine. Now, Suboxone doesn't keep me sober from methamphetamine or from benzodiazepines. It doesn't really keep me sober from opiates. If I wanted to go out and get opiates today, I could go out, right? But I'm telling you guys, I really struggled with being abstinent at the beginning. And that's why I got on Suboxone. Many people do detox and rehab, and when they come out, they relapse and they go back out. Is the main benefit that it reduces cravings? Absolutely, girl. Absolutely. When I got put on Suboxone, zero cravings. Zero. Totally fine. No problems. I could not even believe it. It was like a miracle. It was like a miracle. And that gave me what that did for me, Bella. And I'm so glad you're asking questions. I really do, like, this is what I want. I want to be able to explain to you guys. And I don't want you to think, oh, Nicole took the easy way out. Or I don't want you to think other people that get on Suboxone are taking the easy way out. Honestly, I'm being completely honest and transparent with you, getting on Suboxone adds another step to it. So, since my goal is to one day be off of Suboxone, I have an extra hurdle that I have to cross. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I was willing to take that risk and cross that hurdle when I get to it for the stability that being on maintenance has given me. It has truly, truly helped me so much. I couldn't keep my brain, hey Skylove, off of the thought of drugs for 5 minutes. And when I got put on Suboxone, it totally wiped out those cravings. And that is one of the main benefits of medication assisted treatment. Like, that changed my life. But I feel like what happens to a lot to us, and I'm guilty of this, okay, is that we are programmed to believe that the only way to get recovery is to be completely abstinent from all mind or mood altering substances, okay? So that would include Xanax, any kind of benzo, any kind of opiate, any kind of alcohol, any kind of marijuana, any kind of stimulant, any kind of caffeine, any kind of nicotine. These are all mind or mood altering substances. Any kind of mental health medications are chemically changing the chemistry in your brain, mind or mood altering substances, okay? That's what complete abstinence is. That staying away from all those mind or mood altering substances. I'll never be abstinent. I'll never not be on my medication for my mental illness. You know what I'm saying? And so what I had to start asking the question, I had to start asking myself, like, is this what I want? Is this tangible? Is this something that I'm trying to a crutch can be used to hold up an injured person or can be used harmfully over the long term, which can cause atrophy. It seems like Suboxone is that. Yes, yes, and it helps the person to walk. Exactly, Great Dane. I kind of look at it like this. It's like a cast. So let's say you break your leg, okay? You break your leg and you got to get a cast on. All right, you got that cast on, it's been on for like 3 months, and your leg heals up real good, right? It's like all grown back together. Well, you go to the doctor and they take the cast off. But when you get the cast off, you don't just go out the next day and run a marathon, do you? No, you do physical therapy, you build that leg up, you make sure it's good and strong. Suboxone is like that cast that helps you to get yourself good and strong. And then once you get good and strong and you feel ready, you can taper down off. And then you don't just go out tomorrow and go to the front lines and start working with active drug addicts on the street. No, you slowly work your way up to that, right? Plant medicine helped me process trauma. It was like years of therapy in 8 hours. I've heard Sky Love. I've heard of ayahuasca. Yes, good analogy, girl. You're explaining it perfectly. Thanks, Sky Love. Um, I heard about ayahuasca. I used to watch this girl on YouTube who did ayahuasca, or am I saying it right? Ayahuasca. And she went there and she did it a couple times. And when she came back, she told the story about it, and it showed her everything that was blocking her in her life. I've heard, but listen, I would be so scared. I tripped one time bad on acid, and I would be afraid of. But I've heard that but I've heard this is what you have to do. I've heard through the grapevine by watching other people who talk about it that they go to do these ayahuasca trip things with these, but they have a shaman there. It's like a group of people. They all get together and they drink the tea together.
Is this what we're all gonna throw away for? But
I don't know, buddy. I don't think we're throwing any of that away. What are you dressed up for? My son has changed his outfits like 5 times.
Well, I don't want to wear the same outfit.
It's nighttime, son. My little fashionista. Anyway, they have a shaman and they do like a sermon, almost like a, not a sermon, but like it's very peaceful, and they're in this like cabin area, and there's a bathroom, and they're able to lie down, and there's like candles lit, and it's very, very safe. Like they have supervision, so they're not alone. But now that I've gotten more open-minded, hey Marcus, now that I've gotten really open-minded in my recovery, and I've started to realize that, like, here's the thing, you guys. I've been raised up in southern part of the United States, in Arkansas, the Bible Belt of the United States. And so I was brought up very strict Christian. I was brought up, that, like I said, that there was only one way to sobriety, and that was through abstinence, and that it was through AA. All right. Although I do believe in the 12 steps, I love the 12 steps. I think that anyone can benefit from the 12 steps. Hey, Marcus, I do believe that each person's goal is different for them. And this is something that I have had to learn over time and through my circumstances. So getting on Suboxone, it put me in the position to receive a lot of criticism. It also put me in a position to share what it's been like for me and the benefits that I have had. And I'm extremely fortunate to be able to share open like I do, right? Um, oh yeah. I, I actually, I have a friend that she's really big into AA, and she's actually been kind of like looking more into spiritual side of things, right? And what I mean by that is like uh, the more natural way, as you said, plant medicine way of doing things, and opening the mind to new horizons in that way, right? But when you're programmed all your life,
I'm looking for a dart.
yes, Marcus. What, baby?
I'm looking for a Nerf dart.
Oh gosh, I don't know where that is. When you're programmed for so many years to believe one certain way, that's what I have experienced. Like, I truly believed that if I didn't get sober through abstinence, that I was never going to be able to be happy, and that I was never going to be able to be sober and benefit from my life. It wasn't until I had it's like my back was against the wall. Do you know what I'm saying? And I was struggling so much with staying sober, and I was failing miserably at this abstinence based recovery, right? They are amazing, Bella. They are. And I do believe that they heal and they help, they work for people, right? It's Sky, it helps so much, and being able to go to meetings and be around other people that have been through what you have gone through. That is the therapeutic part about it. It's being able to connect with people that talking one-on-one in real life. Now listen, I love coming here on my channel and chatting with you guys, but it's not the same as being able to get together with people, go out to coffee afterward, and work with somebody like a sponsor or a mentor one-on-one, and like be able to share with them about what you're going through. Like, it really does, it helps a lot. But I had to open my mind. And there's 3 indispensable things that you have to have when you're seeking recovery, okay? Honesty, You have to be honest. If you're not honest with yourself, and then you're never going to be able to. If you can't get honest and say, I got a problem, I'm an addict, I need to get sober, I need to make a change, then you're going to struggle. You're never going to get sober. Honesty is number one. If you can't get honest, you can't get clean. Okay? Open-mindedness. And what I would run into is I would meet all these people that were honest and they were willing. So willing is the third one. They were willing to make the changes. They were willing to do the work. But when it came to open-mindedness, it was like totally closed off, right? I used to be like that. I used to think that there was one way. Hey, Tin the Garden now, what's up? I used to think that there was only one way to recover until I wasn't making it that way. And I think this is what happens for a lot of people is they also believe that it's like there's almost like this. It's like I think that we think that abstinence is the ultimate recovery. And that we're all like for me, I was always trying to get to that point. But what's wrong with my recovery right now? What's wrong with what I'm doing today in my sobriety? What's wrong with my maintenance medication that I've worked so hard to get to where I'm at? Like, why am I not giving myself any credit? Why am I holding this standard all the way up here and saying, this abstinence, this is the way it has to be? And for me, that was unobtainable for a long time. I was not getting to that point. Oh, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. And you, girl, go back to me. And that's the thing. I think once you have a long-term sobriety like that, Bella, and you go back out, it's so hard to go back in because we're ashamed. But that's exactly the opposite of what we're supposed to feel. We're not okay. And I think that shame, that embarrassment, that guilt, that I think a lot of that is brought on because we feel like other people are going to be like, "Damn, Bella, where you been, girl?" It's, or whatever. Every time I would relapse, it was that much harder for me to go back into a meeting. Hey, Classy, what's up, girl? And then when I would finally go back to the meeting, I felt like dog shit. But there are people, and listen, you guys, there's going to be people like this everywhere that are going to look at you crazy, right? That are going to judge you. But let's just know this. Those people are not the majority, okay? Don't let the thoughts and the opinions of others affect what you're doing for your recovery. And that, my friends, is what I had to start realizing, is that the opinions and the thoughts of others, they don't matter. I had to look at me today. Look at me today. I'm able to be a mom, and I couldn't do that for 10 years. I wasn't able to take care of my son for the first year of his life because, I couldn't stay sober. And so I had to stop putting so much pressure on myself to achieve this like higher being of sobriety and abstinence. And I had to just take it slow, one day at a time, and do what was working for me. And through that, it has been such a process of learning for me because I used to beat myself down about being on maintenance, you guys. I used to be so ashamed about being on Suboxone. But that's not because I felt bad about being on it, but because of the way I had been taught for so long. Do you know what I'm saying? It wasn't until I started meeting so many different people here on the internet that I realized that so many of us are so different. So why in God's green earth would I think that one way would work for everyone? Don't get me wrong. Um AA and NA work for a lot of people, right? And I'm not saying that, listen, don't get it twisted, you guys. I'm not saying that the program didn't work for me, because it does. The 12 steps work. The 12 steps will change your life. It's the steps that change your life. I'm not talking about anything else but the steps. The steps are amazing. You get yourself a sponsor who has been through the steps so they can take you through the steps. And what it does is it teaches you how to live your life without drugs and alcohol. Hold on, let me see what y'all are saying. The weird thing is, I never went back out there, never got out of control, never did my drug of choice. All things they said would happen didn't happen, so I don't know when I think about it. Well, if you didn't relapse, girl, then maybe you just grew out of the program. You know, that happens sometimes. You know, I've met plenty of girls who we all used to go to the same meeting together, right? And slowly but surely, some of us started leaving and going to different meetings. You know what I'm saying? Or a lot of the times, you just maybe the people that are there, you're not jiving with them anymore. Maybe you grew out of that group and you need to find a new group. It's this, the fellowship though is amazing. Right. That's what it happens. It helps you to learn how to live your life without getting high on life's terms. Hey Nicole. Hey Crystal. Oh no, that sucks. Hey Nicole, when did you realize you had a problem? My initial question is, do you think it is necessary to realize that I actually have a problem? Yes, I do think it's necessary, because what you don't acknowledge, you can't fix. You hear that, you guys? If you can't acknowledge that you have a problem and admit it, then you can't work on fixing it. Because what are you going to do? I don't have a problem. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm fine. I'm fine. I got this, right? And so, one of the first steps, and the first step in the 12 steps, is we admitted we were powerless over drugs and alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. I say drugs and alcohol because I'm an alcoholic and I'm a drug addict, y'all. So we admitted we were past tense, because I'm not powerless over drugs and alcohol as long as I don't put them in my body. Now, if I go out tomorrow and I get me a bottle of vodka and I start drinking it, guess what? My ass is powerless. I'm going to be drinking all the vodka, and then I'm going to eat a bunch of pills, and then you're never going to see me again, probably. But the first thing you have to do is accept and admit that you have a problem, because that's how you're going to be able to address that problem and find the solution. You can't find a solution if you don't have a problem. So, when did I realize I had a problem? Okay, so the first time I went to treatment was back in 2003. And I went into treatment because I was addicted to Xanax, methamphetamine, and hydrocodones. All right. And so, what's up? Don't come back time. Acceptance is the key to all my problems today. Recognizing the problem is the first thing that needs to happen before having a successful recovery. Right. And that's how if you recognize it, then, like I said, you can find a solution. But if you don't recognize and address the problem, then it's kind of like a math problem, right? So 1 + 1 = 2. 1 plus blank equals 2. We have to fill in the blank, and we have to know I have a problem. So that formula that's how you work the formula, you know? So in 2003, I went to treatment, and I came out and I relapsed probably right afterward. I think I stayed sober for like maybe 6 months or something. Missa was there because we were in treatment together. The girl that you guys always see in my chat, Missa Raybell. We were in treatment together, and I came out and I got a job. I was waiting tables, and then I got strung back out. I mean, it was almost instantly, like maybe 4 months I had sober. I don't even think I made it 6 months. But that's when the first time I went to treatment, I knew I had a problem. And it just kept getting worse and worse. Now, when I was in high school and I was getting high, I didn't think I had a problem then. It wouldn't Bella, I know what you mean, girl. But you know what? Our lives can be even more unmanageable from, from isolation and grief. Isn't it so crazy how our addiction, even though we might not pick up our drugs of choice, will manifest itself in other areas of our lives? That shit is crazy to me. But it just goes to show you that through and through, like I'm an addict, like I'm an addict to my core, you know? And for me, it's the same thing, girl. Like I might not get high, I might not go relapse on drugs, but like I was telling you guys, with food, it's another way for me to feed my addiction inside of me. Shopping is another way, in particular, makeup shopping. Can I can I get an amen from Cindy Briggs? Cindy Briggs, are you still here? Me and Cindy have a real problem with makeup. Okay, I know a couple of some of the other girls do too, and I've been really strict on a no buy lately, trying to stay, on target because I want to have money for Christmas and everything. But I realized I had a problem when I was in treatment in 2003. Now, I didn't start actively seeking real help until I moved to Little Rock. When I got out of prison, I paroled out to a halfway house here in Little Rock in 2009. No, 2010. I got into Little Rock. And that's when I actually started trying to get sober, was in 2010. And it wasn't until 2005 that I finally got my life together. Um, but you know what, Bella? Just like AA would say that, you relapsed, there's programs that would say that because I'm on maintenance that I'm not sober. And that's what I want you guys to kind of start looking out from now on. Hey, Aaron, for 8 months, went back to NA this weekend to do the steps. They would plant medicine ceremonies, relapses, unfortunately. Yes, Sky Love. And do you see what I'm saying? Like, okay, there's got to be a different way to think about these things. Like, I don't look at, okay, relapsing to me, okay, is relapsing, is going out, getting high, and being gone, right? Now, with illegal substances, especially, but that's the thing. I can't nitpick. All I can tell you is that if you're having negative consequences from the thing that you're doing, I would probably consider it a relapse. You know what I'm saying? If you're having negative, what did I say? Oh, I got sober in 2015. What did I say, girl? 2005? Sorry, guys. I got sober in 2015. But if you're having like shit go down in your life and you're like, going out and selling shit to get dope or whatever it is, like that to me is not good. You know what I mean? Or if you're going to get substances to change the way you feel. All right. Like I don't use Suboxone to change the way I feel. I take it because I literally it's a medication that my body is dependent upon. So I take it every morning and I don't get any feeling from it at all. Um, but I don't take it because I want to cope. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it's just it's my prescription. Just like I take my medication for my mental health, my Wellbutrin and my Lexapro. That's medication that I take to stay healthy in my brain. Okay, just like I use Suboxone to stay healthy in my recovery. You see what I'm saying? I think it's dangerous though if I like nitpick about things. Like for me, you guys, I know that I cannot go out and drink alcohol, smoke pot, snort a line, eat a pill, right? Because when I do that, bad shit happens, right? Yeah. And that's what I was going to, so Sky Love, that's what I was going to say. Don't not everybody deserves to know what you're doing, okay? Now, on YouTube, I have taken it upon myself to share my whole entire life on the internet. So my situation is a little different. But if I could give any of you guys any advice, if you're on a maintenance medication or you had a spiritual experience through ayahuasca and you're returning into a 12-step program, like I just think there's certain things like that you don't have to share with anybody, and I think as long as you're being honest with yourself and I'm not I you're not going out and using ayahuasca every week to escape. You know what I'm saying? Are you using that to escape reality? You only know that. I can't tell you whether that's happening. Just like I only know what I'm doing. I know that I'm not using Suboxone to escape reality. Do you know what I'm saying? Um, and I know that, you know, I think that's what happens is finally we get honest with ourselves, and it's a process getting there. Like for so many years I couldn't be honest. For so many years I would make up excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. And today, like, I don't want to escape reality today. Like, I really enjoy being a part of life today. I really enjoy sharing my journey on YouTube with you guys. I also have the constant struggle of the possibility having my leukemia relapsing, which I cannot shake off no matter what I've tried to get off my mind. Well, you know what you got to do, Ryan? You just need to start talking about it. You need to talk about it. Whenever you can talk about it with somebody that's close to you, you just share. I can't stop thinking about what if my leukemia comes back? What if my leukemia comes back? And here's another thing I'm going to tell you, Ryan. You cannot live in that what if. And I know it's so hard. Listen, I know that I have no idea what it's like to have something that could kill me. Okay. I know. But the only thing I can tell you is to try so hard to focus on the here and the now and live right now in the present. Because for a long time, I lived in my past. I would beat myself up. I would tear myself down. I was ashamed. And I just really hindered myself from being able to be happy and be of service to anyone else, to be a mom to my son, because I was too busy beating myself down about the mistakes that I made in my past, you know? And so one of the best things I ever did was go and talk to somebody, a therapist. I wish that I could say, oh, just call your best friend and talk to them about it. But there's nothing like being able to talk to a therapist that can really sit down and like give you resources and things that will help you to process through. Being able to just process through your emotions and talk openly with another human being, it helps a lot. It really, really does help a lot. Now, like I said, I have to take medication for my bipolar, not my bipolar, for my anxiety and my depression. But one day, I thought that maybe I could get to a point where I didn't have to take medication, but I haven't gotten to that point. Do you know any natural supplements to get off of kratom? Mm. Man, Asteria Hansen. How long have you been on kratom? For a while? Yeah, Ryan, and I know, and you know why your family responds like that? Because they're afraid. They're afraid and they love you, and they don't want to think about losing you either. When I've had a drink or a pill, it is to cope. Life has gotten so painful sometimes it feels like it's either get some relief or leave the planet. Oh, no, Bella, it makes complete sense. I love you too, girl. A year. Okay, so listen, Bella, I'm telling you, girl, like I'm the way you're talking in here, I really want to see you get out and go hang out with some nice Ladies, go to a women's meeting and get right back in the middle and be a part of, because I think that what you need, Bella, is some women that are strong in their recovery that can rally around you and support you, girl. Valerian root, Marcus says. Thank you, Marcus, because I honestly am not a very good with natural substances and herbs, you guys. And with kratom, this is why I worry about people that get on kratom, because I have some people that are very close to me, you guys, that have gotten on kratom and then they've gotten dependent on it to where they can't get off of it. Oh, I totally understand what you're saying. You can get off of it though. Have you tried to taper yourself, or is that just not something you can do? Is it because is the withdrawal like just really, really bad? No, it's not shallow, Bella. I'm the same way, girl. I'm the same way. I beat myself up so bad. And I know you guys are probably like, whatever, Nicole, you get on camera. Please understand something, you guys. I have watched myself over the last year, just my face get so chubby, and I beat myself up. I really, really do. So, no, I do understand. Go out, get yourself that you're something, go out and get yourself something that you're comfortable wearing. Girl, look at me. Y'all look at me. I wear yoga pants and t-shirts, and I'm comfortable. Okay, go out, get yourself some cute black yoga pants, a nice pair of tennis shoes, and a cute shirt with a nice hoodie, and go out, girl. $10 grams a week. So, okay, so here's the deal, Asteria. I've had several people that have reached out to me that have gotten to points on kratom. Hey, Britt, what's up, baby? Don't be afraid. You're going to be just fine, girl. Don't be afraid. You're going to be just fine. Does your doctor know that you're on Subutex? Make sure that you talk to your doctor and you let them know, and you need to get a note from your Subutex doctor and take it to your other doctor, your pregnancy doctor, and let them know, because that way there's no confusion. Kratom is hardly anything at lower doses, but I just finished. Wow. Okay, so here's the deal, Asteria. You can always go into detox. You know what I mean? I don't know of any, there's nothing that you're going to be able to take that is going to get you off of kratom without withdrawal. All right? You're gonna have to go through that withdrawal. And I want you to know that you can do it. I know a bunch of people that have gotten off kratom and documented their withdrawal process here on YouTube. It's withdrawal sucks. It sucks. The best thing I can tell you to do is to taper yourself down. Okay? If you're taking, let's say you're taking 10 teaspoons or 10 tablespoons a day. Okay? If you're taking 10 tablespoons a day, tomorrow take 9 tablespoons. The next day take 8 tablespoons. The next day take 7. And go down and down and down until you get down to that last small bit, right? When you get down to the last small bit, then taper yourself a little bit slower, okay? That's great. 22 hours. Hey, man, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I know the sweaty feeling, and I'm going to tell you something right now. Get yourself a bunch of Gatorade, a bunch of hydration, okay? Keep it all around your bed. Get yourself a lot of different sheets so that way you can change your sheets because you're going to sweat through them, okay? Go get yourself a bottle of melatonin or some other natural sleep aid and take it because it'll help, okay? And then sit back, relax, and watch some YouTube videos and hang out with us, because that's what we do over here on the channel. We hang out, talk about addiction, and we help each other stay sober. Yeah, Cindy, they can. Like, they can give you Ativan or some kind of something to help you, come off a little bit easier. But I know you can do it. If you're already at the 22-hour mark, don't turn back now. Stay with it. You can do this. Go get yourself some sleep aids, though. That will be your best friend because you'll be able to take those and hopefully sleep. I've been aware since day one, maternal fetal med. Oh, Britt, well, you'll be okay, girl. What's you scared for? I'm going to tell you this, Brittany, okay? I have met, where I live, like I said, it's the South. Where do you live, Brittany? We have a doctor that comes on my channel. His name is Dr. B. What he does with his pregnant patients is he literally calls their pregnancy doctors and talks to them, because as long as you're on treatment, there's no reason why your doctor should call Child Protective Services or any BS like that, okay? Especially if you've been on the medication for 6 years, then you just be honest with them, let your doctor call them, and let everybody get on the same page. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm just being straight up with you. There are some girls that have had bad experiences and their doctors have went and called, Child Protective Services on them. But 9 times out of 10, it's because they didn't tell their doctor they were on Suboxone or something like that happened, some miscommunication. So as long as you're being honest up front and, everything should be fine. Don't be afraid. Okay? Also, your baby's going to be fine, all right? That's why they put women on Subutex, because it's safer to be on Subutex than Suboxone, because I think there's something that naloxone, I just don't think that they want, I think naloxone affects the baby, but you're not on Suboxone, so you should be fine, okay? You should be fine. Your baby is going to be just fine. Like I said, I have so many people, so many girls that have had their babies, been on Subutex, and their babies are healthy, happy, and thriving, girl. Thriving. There is a whole um there's a whole part of our doctor's office of people that are treated that are pregnant. So just know that you're going to be just fine. Don't be afraid. And Asteria, I'm from Arkansas. I was born in New York, but I was raised in Arkansas. I'm reading your comments you left. Damn, 30 grams gone in 2 hours, huh? Sorry about that, guys. I know how it is, though. I couldn't taper if I had to. My doctor's tapering me on my Suboxone. Because if it was left to me, you guys, I couldn't, I have to have him take away those milligrams. So now that I know that the milligrams are gone, I'm only taking the 4. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if he left the milligrams in there, I would take extra. It's just like the way my mind works. I was actually born in West Islip, Long Island, New York. And my grandma still lives there. Now, whenever I was in my active addiction, you guys, I got to a point in my active addiction where it was really bad. And my mom and dad were super depressed. My dad was so afraid that I was going to die that my parents, they couldn't stay here and watch me anymore. So they moved back to New York. And they lived there for 3 years while me and my sister were out here in active addiction. Now my parents moved back and we all live in Arkansas again. And you guys are going to get to meet my mom and dad in December because I'm going to have them on my channel because it's going to be Christmas time. So we'll do a whole video with my mom and dad, like a Q&A and all kinds of stuff like that. And I've done a video with my mom here on my channel. You guys are going to love my mom. She always comes by my YouTube channel and talks to everybody in the comments. Whose YouTube channel do you know that their own mama comes in the chat? Y'all better tell somebody. She comes and hangs out with us, and she's just amazing. I am so lucky to be alive. I'm so lucky to have a mom and dad that love and care about me and that have forgiven me. Because when I was in active addiction, I wreaked havoc on everyone in my life. I was I was strung out for a long time. And like I said, I ruined a lot of relationships, but I'm so grateful that my parents forgave me because I made a lot of mistakes. But anyway, I don't want to get all emotional. If you guys don't have any more questions or don't have anything else you guys want to talk about, I'm going to jump off here. But I just want you guys to know that I'm here for you and that if you need to talk or you're just feeling like you're all alone, text me. Text message me. That's why that phone number is there. Text me. I'll text you back. Ask every person that has reached out to me on that number. I'll text you back, or I might even call you and be like, what's up? You know what I mean? So, and I'm, like I said, I'm the same exact way on my channel that I am in real life. So if you call me, I'm going to be like, what's up? And we're just going to chat. Like I got to talk to a couple people today from the YouTube channel that have just found my channel. And I love it, you guys. I love it. So like I said, I do what I do on my channel because it helps me stay sober and because you guys help me. Okay? You guys help me. Um and we're going to keep on doing streams like this where you guys can just come in and we can just chat and just hang out together, you know? Caleb, Monday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. His name is Daniel K. You guys too. So Daniel K is on Monday. Tomorrow night, Nick is coming on. Okay, Nick from Hopeless to Hopeful. Girl, you better text me. I'll be here, Bella. I'll be here. Um, Nick is coming on tomorrow, and we're going to talk all about relapse tomorrow. So we're going to talk about his relapses. We're going to talk about relapses I've had, and we're going to talk so much about relapse that y'all are going to be tired of it. But you're going to get to hear what he's gone through in his relapses. And so I think it's always good to show two different perspectives. So Nick is abstinent and I am on Suboxone. So we're going to have the both of us are going to share and we're going to talk about relapse and we're going to share with you guys what we've learned from our relapses. That's going to be tomorrow night at 7 and then Monday night at 7 Daniel will be on. So I got stuff planned for you guys all week long. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope it's helping you. I hope it's inspiring you. I hope that you guys know that I want to support you guys, and that's the reason why I'm working on bringing different people on my channel. Like, I hope that it's helping you guys. I just hope it's helping. I really do. So, anyway, I love you guys. I'll get off here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Will you do more things like this one? Yeah, where we just come on and chat and stuff? Sure, girl. You know, I used to just come on and just chat a lot. But when my channel got all those new subscribers from that collab, I felt this like pressure to strike while the iron is hot and keep you guys wanting to come back and get more. And so what I'm realizing is that um that's good. Hey Susan, what's up, girl? Hey. Um what I'm realizing is that you guys just want to be here and talk with me a lot. And that I have to remember that a lot of you are here because you want to just talk. And so what I'll do is from now on, at least once a week, we'll just do a chit chat, hangout, talk, okay? To where you guys can just share what you're going through and we can bounce ideas off of each other and things like that. So, um, I really, really hope you guys know that anything you need help with, anything that you're struggling with, like you can reach out to me and I will do anything I can to help you. Never any judgment, no judgment here. And Bella, I really appreciate all the questions that you were asking today because it's so important. That's how we help each other understand things is by asking questions and instead a lot of people just assume things, and that's what's that saying they say? Assuming makes an ass out of you and me, or you know what I'm saying. That thing, assuming. So, anyways, we'll do this more often. I promise. Once a week, we'll do this. Okay, guys? All right, y'all. Love y'all. See y'all tomorrow night at 7 with Nick.